Hi everybody, Alex here from Expert Forex, and I'm quite excited to let you know that there have been 6 double in a day trades in the last 2 days. And I'm going to show you those trades in detail, and these trades basically double the account in one trade. So what are double in a day trades? A double in a day trade will double your whole account or a portion of your account in one trade by topping up a successful trade. That is what a double in a day trade is. In fact, it should be called double in one trade. We have an EA that does all this for you. All you have to do is specify the size of your account that you want to double. So as the definition says, you can put your whole account in there like some gamblers like doing, or you can put a portion of the account in there. In this case, the trader has decided to put $1,000 into that setting. Then you can tell the EA what kind of trend you're expecting, how many pips. So in this case, the trader is expecting an 80 pip trend. And then you can tell the EA how much do you want to make out of this trade. And by putting in 105%, it means you want to make 105% of your account size. So if your account size is 1,000, you want to make $1,050. And then it says, okay, tell us, how much are you prepared to risk on your first trade? So the initial risk, you say, I'm only going to risk 5% to make 105% return. And then it says, okay, when do you want to top up? Now, these are very general top-up levels. So you say, all right, 35% on the way to the 80, I want you to start topping up. When you're halfway there, top up again. And when you're 65% there, top up again. Now, what will happen is the EA will go out and do some heavy mathematics and work out exactly the lot sizing required to double your account or to bring it to 105% of its original value. And then there's obviously a minimum stop balances that take place. So in these calculations, it makes sure that the stops are not less than 6 pips, but they are in fact in reality a lot bigger. Then it says, all right, what kind of stop you want to have for the first trade? And you say, okay, I'm happy with 19 pips. And then there are many ways you can actually start the trading. You can start it manually. You can use pending orders. You can use all kinds. I think there's about 6 methods that you can use to start the trading. In this particular case, the buyer said buy when the price reaches a certain price level. So that's one of them. So that's like a pending order. The trader said buy when the price reaches this price level. But as I said, there's about 6 or 7 other ways that you can enter the trades. Okay, so let's go and have a look at some of these trades to give you a feel of what has happened. All right, so here's trade number 1. There was a very, very big bounce on a support area, but at the same time, there was an announcement that took place, and we are talking here about the pound Aussie, and the pound had an announcement there, and the trade had entered a bit late, made sure that the bounce was happening. There was the initial trade. Now, the one thing I haven't mentioned to you is that the minute the top up happens, the first top up, the minute that happens, the EA will bring a break even stop into play. So in other words, the minute that happens, you will never lose money. And that's why traders love this EA, is because you enter, you get a successful trade, and the minute it tops up, you are risk-free. So if the deal goes bad, you haven't lost anything. Anyway, so the top up occurs, and there you can see there are the targets for all of the deals. So the top up happened there, and then it happened halfway, and these are 15-minute candles. Then it happened again. Remember, I think it was 35, 50, and 65. So there's the 50 line, and there's the 65 line. And at that point, when the 65 line kicked into play, there was the break-even stop. So if the price went down, nothing to nothing would have been lost. But if the price went up, the amount that you specified would be doubled. And that's exactly what happened in this particular trade. So you can have a look on the pound Aussie. There was the trade. And there you can see how the EA calculates the lot sizing required to achieve this. So the first trade was 0.6 lots, then 2.12, then 0.4, and then 1.16. And as I say, after the first trade, the total deal becomes risk-free, and that's the beauty. Now remember, your risk-return ratio is you're risking 5% on your initial trade, and you are going to make 105%. So the risk-return ratio is out of this world, and you are guaranteed break even the minute the first top-up happens. So it's a really great system. And if you add all these amounts up, they'll most probably come to 1,050. So let's move on to the next trade. So the next trade is a channel trade. There's the bounce, there's the bounce, there's the bounce, and the trader basically traded the bounce over here. Traded a little bit early because that's what happens with channel trading. You want to make sure that you get in. Did a buy on that bounce, and then the minute the top up happened, which was still inside of the channel, the trader was risk-free and then just sat back and watched. The other beauty of this EA, it takes the emotion out. Once the entry has been made, the EA will take control of the whole transaction, takes the emotion out, because you are talking about huge emotion. For instance, if once that third top-up happens, you are looking at either doubling your account or coming out at break even. So there's a lot of money involved here. And again, if you add all of that up, that's most probably 1,050. So let's go on to the next one. So it's a very similar type of trade. Again, there was a very, very, very strong, you can see how many times the support and resistance was confirmed, and the trader traded the bounce on that strong support. It did go through a little bit, but remember, we got a 19 pip stop with this particular strategy, and then it became risk-free over there, and on it went, and hit the target. So all good. I think you're getting a feel of how this EA works and how the double in a day system works. And the same thing happened here. Again, the trader took a very, very strong support area, entered on the bounce of that support, but it did quite bounce as the trader wanted to. It took a while, but then eventually it took off. The trade became risk-free on the first top up, and it topped up nicely and then hit the target. This was the pound Oz. And then let's have a look at another one. Here's another interesting one. It's confusing because there's a bit of Fibonacci drawing here, and I think the trader anticipated a trend, so that took Fibonacci, traded the 61 bounce, and that's why the entry is actually below the support and resistance area. Traded it there, worked out quite well, went risk-free over there, topped up, and then boom, doubled the account balance specified. And again, if you add up all of those, it's most probably 1,050. So you can risk any portion of your account. You can risk 10%, you can risk the whole account, but in essence, it will double that particular portion of your account. Now, I must stress, this is a manual trading system. So in other words, the trader would have put a pending order in there, or might even have put a market order, in other words, started the trade using the EA. So it is a manual trading system. The trader has to specify the entry. After that, the EA takes care of the management of the transaction. And here's the last one. Again, a nice channel trade. Channel trading is one of the ones that just really works very well. It almost looks identical to a one that we've already seen, but this is the Euro Oz, and exactly there we have our channel trade. There's the entry just before the bounce on the lower channel, and up it went. There it became risk-free, so the trader sits back and says, I've got nothing to lose. I'm either going to double my money or come out break even, and up it went, and the trader was successful. Again, add all of that up and it will come to a doubling of the amount specified. Now, if you want more information about this double in a day EA, here is the website you can go to, and you can go and get more information about that. I must stress again, this is a manual trading system. You have to analyze and find those entry points, but once you've got those entry points, boom, the EA will take care of the rest. It will get rid of all the emotion, and because that's why this EA was created. It was created for successful manual traders that were too emotional about their trades. The EA takes. And the other thing I must specify, which you need to know, you don't have to use the settings to double your account. If you want to make a 20% return, you specify that in the settings. If you want to make 100%, you specify in the settings. So the trick is to build up to 100%. You start with 20%, you succeed, you go to 40%, you go to 60%, you go to 80%, and then when you're a really good trader, you stick with 100%. So that is also a flexible strategy that you can use. So from me, Alex Deploy, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope I've taught you that some of the opportunities that exist in the market. And oops, I've just remembered something. One of the key things when you're using this technique is you must use high volatility currencies. You can't use a currency that will only move 20 pips in a day or 30 pips in a day. You've got to find the high volatility currency. As you can see, the currencies that we've shown you today are high volatility currencies. They move a lot during the day, and therefore you can make your 80 pips or 100 pip movement in a day using those type of currencies. Now, if you've liked this video, please like it. If you like what you've seen and you're not a subscriber of my forum, please subscribe. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.